Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over our normal schedule. We're also going to talk about some news. We're going to go over what Coinbase has been going through. They had a couple lawsuits and they're also addressing some listing concerns, it looks like. So we're going to talk about all of that. We're also going to go over our normal technical analysis in just a second. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Link to that in the description of this video, and also make sure to check out my premium content where you can find monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities as well as 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio. Once again, link to that in the description. And let's get started with a general market update. We can see that cryptocurrencies are pulling back a bit. Bitcoin relatively flat here over the past 24 hours. A lot of cryptocurrencies are pulling back slightly, around 5%. We do have one exception that's up relatively significantly. That's Kyber Network, up 11% over the past 24 hours, above $2 now. So that's an interesting move, but definitely a bit of a pullback here, and that kind of further plays in our little consolidation that we're in before our next move that'll tell us in which direction we'll be heading. I'll go over that in the technical analysis side of things. But let's go over the Coinbase news really quickly. They recently posted on Twitter basically readdressing their statement that they have made no decisions to add any additional assets to either GDAX or Coinbase. Any statement to the contrary is untrue and not authorized by Coinbase. Now, I believe they are talking about this and restating this because of the recent Ripple being added to Coinbase rumors that re-sparked up over the past couple days. And it looks like they're really trying to avoid any conflicts of interest or potential lawsuits because, like I mentioned, they have actually gone into some legal trouble over the past couple days, and that's obviously something that they want to avoid. So to not re-enter that area, they're really trying to basically not add any other cryptocurrencies right now is what it comes down to. I've been telling that, and I think that I don't see them having any plans to add any other cryptocurrencies until, several months out at the very least. It looks like that's not their focus at all right now, which is neither necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but just something to, really pay attention to because obviously Coinbase is a major exchange, important to the whole cryptocurrency playing field, and we see, how much Coinbase can affect the cryptocurrency market. In fact, this whole market decline really started off, what caused the tipping point at least, was Bitcoin Cash getting added to Coinbase. That's what shaked things up, unfortunately. So you really can't underestimate Coinbase's power on the market. But let's go ahead and take a look at Nano and see what's going on with the price action. Unfortunately, we have turned slightly more bearish over the past couple days. We're not, completely bearish, but definitely have seen some more bearish signals. And one of them is that we kind of re-entered the short-term downtrend over here. So that's going to cause some pressure towards the downside. And for now, we're still okay because we're basically consolidating between $127,000 and the downtrend line, I guess you could say. So we still have, this little range that we're in, and we're still holding up pretty well. But what could become a little bit worrisome if we start to trickle down lower and maybe break below 120,000 Satoshis, then we could really see the price move back towards 100,000 Satoshis, maybe even below that. So we definitely want to stay above 120,000 Satoshis no matter what happens at this point. And hopefully what we're going to see is further consolidation here, making sure we hold above 126,000 Satoshis. And then once we reach towards the end of this little triangle over here, where the downtrend line comes in line with our support level, then hopefully we'll break towards the upside of that and start moving back up higher again. We want to get back above 153,000 Satoshis to see the price really start to pick back up again and start moving back to 200,000 Satoshis. For now, we're going to have to wait and see, right? Wait and see where the market is going to move next. Let's take a look at Coinbase now. Like I've been predicting, totally makes sense with how we've been doing the past couple days. We're currently experiencing a slight pullback. That's exactly what I called for because, we were getting very close to this upper Bollinger Band and we're starting to see some, slightly bearish indications. So now we're probably going to pull back a little bit, maybe get a bounce off our uptrend line, and then I do expect a bounce there. If the market is a little bit more bearish than expected, we could break horizontally through the through the uptrend line, and then consolidate between $10,000 and $12,788. At this point, we really could go either way. We'll have to see how the bounce is once we reach the uptrend line, but we're still looking okay, is the point. And For now, the indicators are still holding up pretty well. Either way, I wouldn't really be too worried about it unless we start moving back below $10,000. That's the only thing that would be, very bearish at this point. Let's take a look at Ethereum, see what Ethereum has been up to. It has been in a very tight consolidation pattern, now coming towards the very end of its symmetrical triangle formation between the two red trend lines. And this is, of course, a consolidation formation. We should see over the next day or two a break either to the upside or to the downside, and whichever side we break out of will set the trend for Ethereum and will probably give us a good indication of where the rest of the market will be heading, right? If we're going to be going more bearish or more bullish. So it's going to be pretty key here what's going to happen with Ethereum. And like I said, we're really coming towards the end of this formation. Within the next day or two, we should already know, which side we'll be moving towards. Indicators, flat for now, but we're going to start getting some very key signals anytime now for Ethereum, and that will probably push on over to the rest of the market. So unfortunately, we'll just have to wait and see. Litecoin kind of holding up above its downtrend line. We're now kind of pushing back towards it. Very, very tight Bollinger Bands, which means that we could see some consolidation here. If we go back below the downtrend line, that's definitely bearish. We could see the price move back down to $165 at that point. We just got a bearish crossover on the MACD and histogram, and if we move back below the 50 line on the RSI, that's going to be an added bearish signal to pay attention to. So once again, we'll have to just kind of see over the next day or two what's going to happen. Are we going to remain above the downtrend line, or are we going to start moving below it? Let's take a look now at Ripple, which was able to get a bit of a breakout yesterday. I'm not sure if that held though, and yes, unfortunately it looks like we did move up to $1.10. Weren't able to, buy up those price levels, so it sold off from there. That's why we have this longer upper wick, and we're now moving back towards the uptrend line. We are still above that, which is good. We want to make sure that we continue to remain above that, and definitely we don't want to dip below 84 cents. So we'll just have to make sure that we keep trending along higher. But if the rest of the market turns a bit bearish, we could see Ripple at least lose the uptrend line support. And if we lose 84 cents, then we're really going to be moving lower, in my opinion, closer to 60 cents, 50 cents maybe. Let's go ahead and take a look at Neo, see if Neo has been holding up relatively well. And it looks like we have been continuing our little downtrend now that we've been in. I'll go ahead and readjust this downtrend line. As such, we are basically coming, we have a little bit of a flag formation right now where we're moving lower here in this channel. And for now, it looks like we're going to be moving back towards $100. We'll have to see if we break below that or if we get a bounce at that level. Of course, we want to avoid breaking below $100. If we do, we still have a nice bounce attempt at $85. But, the lower we go, the more likely it is that we really start to enter, once again, a more bearish phase. And for now, we're just going to have to see. But the downside, the pressure is definitely towards the downside for the time being until we break out of, at least this blue short-term downtrend line right here, at which point we could start climbing back up towards $140. Let's take a look now at our next cryptos, which is going to be, let's see, Stellar is up next. So let's see what Stellar has been up to. And it looks like Stellar is actually managing to hold up pretty well here. We got a bounce off that 3,000 Satoshi level once again, and that actually pushed us back above our downtrend line. Indicator on the RSI, we're trying to get back above the downtrend line as well. We're about to get a positive crossover on the MACD and histogram. Now, we can't, consider it done once before it actually happened, right? We need to wait for confirmation, but it is looking like there's a good chance of that. And that would obviously be a very good sign for Stellar. So at this point, we want to make sure we hold above 3,000 Satoshis. Ideally, getting back above 3,500 Satoshis would be great. I don't see that happening just yet. I think that we're going to see some consolidation for a bit between 3,000 Satoshis and 3,500 Satoshis. Let's take a look now at Vertcoin and see what Vertcoin has been up to, if it's managed to remain above its uptrend line. And unfortunately, we have now dipped back below our uptrend line. We're now moving pretty quickly towards $3.23, which is our pretty major support level, before moving much, much lower again. And yeah, indicators starting to kind of fall off a bit, which is never a good sign. I do think we're going to come and test $3.23 at this point. And, the better scenario here is that we get some kind of bounce and then consolidate above that level. But it is always possible that we drop below that, and then, we're going to be moving to our lower levels that we were in during this dip over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk. And Lisk has been struggling to make some progress. Once again, we are now moving lower. In the short term, we're coming back on this $17.46 support level. We could see a drop below that, and if we do, the next big support level is at $12.50, which is significantly lower than where we're at now. Indicators trying to make some kind of crossover, but not really panning out just yet. No clear sign of that happening either, and we are now officially out of the uptrend. So not looking the best here for Lisk, unfortunately. Let's go and take a look at what Cardano has been up to, see if Cardano has been able to recover. And we're still remaining above 2,500 Satoshis, which is already better than downtrending. But as we saw previously, we were able to put in some stabilization, but we then fell lower. That could definitely happen again, because until we're out of this pink downtrend line, there's going to be a lot of pressure towards the downside. With that being said, it is looking like it's trying to stabilize to hopefully make a move higher. Same thing on the indicators. So we'll see if that pans out. If it doesn't, though, the pressure from the downtrend line will probably push us back below 2,500 Satoshis, and then it's onward towards 2,000 Satoshis, maybe even 1,254 Satoshis, which would be a very significant drop from our highs. That's massive at that point. Let's take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update. That's going to be Iota. And Iota is still moving in this channel between its two blue uptrend lines. Indicators starting to show a little bit of weakness. No major bearish signs just yet, but the price is definitely moving back towards our uptrend line, and if there's some market weakness that comes into play, which is looking like that might be the case for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, Iota will probably take a bit of a hit and move back towards $1.47. That is a pretty strong support level, so hopefully we see a bounce there, and then just some consolidation between $1.47 and $1.91. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.